building. I just praise God, man. I'm here. I'm in the house. Hoping that we can get some people in the house. I'm gonna be honest with you. The last couple of days after the last live stream, I just have not been feeling good at all. Just had this these like severe back pain, back spasms, and boy, that junk been kicking my butt, and it's been making me sick to my stomach. Shout out to Brett Glasos in the house. Shout out, what up, Brett? It say top fans on my screen over here. That's the first time I'm seeing that. It looked like YouTube did upgrade a little something over here. Just want to say that. So the last couple of days, man, I just really ain't been feeling good, but I still wanted to try to come out here and do a live stream today, because if I didn't do one today, it was a possibility that I ain't gonna do it tomorrow either. And I would like to get out here for Crash Out Mondays, but I can't promise, man, that I could do that again. I truly feel like that's what made me feel like it did. You know what I mean? Just from having all that pressure built up from the night before, and getting out here, just acting a fool, cutting up, and it was disrespectful and it was childish, and I think that I'm paying for that. You know what I mean? Just physically, emotionally, and just spiritually. Hi, Darnell. And I hope feel better soon. Back pain is not fun. I'll be praying. You know what? I was thinking too. You know what I mean? I could actually tell the people out there to pray for me. Like seriously, just for a lot of things. You know what I mean? Just that God can tame my tongue. You know what I mean? Use me in some kind of way. I'm praying for a healing, restoration, like to restore some things. If God could just bless me to just, So anyway, I'm out here and I'm feeling like the wind is kind of loud and you probably can't hear me. And I know I'm gonna feel like I ain't gonna be able to hear myself on the rerun. Shout out to Sunny Side Up in the house. Man, Sunny Side Up, man, the other day, boy, I'm telling you, I felt bad. The last 2 days. He said, we can hear you. All right, cool. Yeah, man, shout out to Alaska. Alaska had a 7.3 earthquake. We want to make sure we saying what's up to them. 7.3. And they was on a tsunami watch, saying that the tsunami could hit. That was yesterday, so I don't know. I just be keeping my eyes peeled, and it's crazy because ever since they stopped playing that Diddy stuff, I don't get no stuff from Diddy on my timeline, and it seemed like great information that started showing up on my timeline from great content creators, just in topics that I'm just like interested in and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I will say that on my last live stream, I said something about Trump, and I was like, I don't know if he's in the cabal, and I was talking about the cabal and stuff, and I truly don't really know a lot about that type of stuff. Like, I don't look into other people's religion. And I was thinking on my last live stream that I probably got a little bit political, a little bit religious, a little bit everything, you know what I'm saying? And I was saying to myself, it's funny that now, none of the Diddy stuff is showing up on my timeline, and what showed up on my timeline was something about the cabal. And Donald Trump, as soon as I said, I don't know if Donald Trump was in the cabal, and we was, there's this channel that I would recommend. It's called Abraham Overcome Babylon. Abraham Overcoming Babylon or Overcome Babylon. I'm telling y'all, write that down, put it in your search engine, put it in, go subscribe. The reason why, man, like, I actually was kind of binge watching some of his content yesterday, just because it's like, it's relevant, up to date. And talking about Trump and the cabal and stuff like that, it was just like, he's knowledgeable of what he's talking about. He's well studied, you know what I mean, and he knows scripture, you know, and that's what I liked about it, you know what I mean, is that he can actually keep up with scripture. And he was bringing a lot of stuff back into remembrance, but the stuff that he was talking about was very interesting. But I'll say that again, that is Abraham overcoming Babylon or overcome Babylon, either or, I don't know. Pretty good. But what I did see is that red yarn again on their arm, you know what I mean? And I was looking around, you know, they had your boy Trump out there. They had your boy Elon Musk out there again. Man, what y'all think about Elon Musk and this social credit score? Like, y'all ain't gonna see me out here on these streets because my social credit score is gonna be bad. Because socially, oh man, I'm struggling out there. I'm seriously struggling, you know what I mean? But I try to sneak in and do my live stream as quick as I can, just to drop a video. I really didn't feel good. I didn't sleep last night. I stayed up the whole night just, you know, off and on trying to go to sleep and tossing and turning, and I just didn't feel good. Like, I felt sick to my stomach. Like, I'm really feeling like these back spasms. Like, that job is not funny. And I want to get out here for Crash Out Mondays, but if it's gonna make me feel like that on Crash Out Mondays, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good. It's too much excitement for me, you know what I mean? And I'm getting older, and I know I can't just have all that excitement at once, you know what I mean? So I did get to the point where I am getting kind of tired of doing my live streams outside, just not knowing what the weather's gonna be like, whether it's windy or how the insects or the birds and stuff is gonna be, you know what I mean? It's just now start getting to the time where it's time for me to get my studio prepared, get everything together. I think I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff lately, doing some research, some stuff I need to buy. And you know what, man, let me get in the chat. I'm sorry, Heather, I just been sitting up here just running my mouth. I should have got in the chat a long time ago. Let's see what we got. We got let's see, you know what, man, I haven't got tattoos since I was young, and I think I seen this sermon of Stephen Darby. He was talking about tattoos, and he was talking about what the demons do, you know what I mean? And they write on themselves and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I start feeling heavy conviction, you know what I mean? Like, I get conviction about my tattoos just because, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, for me, I feel like, you remember when, Sabah's in the house, I see you, remember when Adam and Eve, they was told not to eat of the tree, and then they ate, and then they seen themselves naked? You know what I'm saying? It's like, my tattoos was before I gave my life to Christ. And I ain't gonna lie, I got some probably within that time too, I ain't gonna lie. But I will say that it made me think, you know what I mean? Just of the decisions, you know what I mean, I made. You know, now that I'm older, I could discuss certain stuff like that, but just hearing, I don't know what sermon it was, you know what I mean, but if you check out Stephen Darby just in general, boy, you'll get some conviction in your heart, and it's good that you get conviction still, because if you had no conviction, then, you know what I mean, you wouldn't be able to repent and turn away. But I don't want to get too spiritual on this, just because, you know what I mean, I just felt like I wanted to get out here and make sure I pushed myself today, because I felt bad. Like, I felt really sick, you know what I mean? Like, not even sick, I felt ill, you know what I mean? And I think today I wanted to see myself just later, you know what I mean, in the video, picking myself up and walking, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was gonna have to push myself heavy today, you know what I mean? I ain't slept all night. I felt like my thoughts wasn't gonna be right. It was gonna be everywhere. I sat up here and I thought, you know what I mean, like, it really was because of my last video, you know what I mean? Like, whatever I did or said up in that video, whether the Lord is not happy with it or I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like I put too much effort and energy and that aggression and what it was like that adrenaline was just, it was just so much of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it was some stuff built up. Like it was just, and what it did was it made me tense up my back, you know what I mean? And I started getting these spasms when I had my surgery, you know what I mean? Like I done had multiple back surgeries and I don't think people know just what it feels like to be in pain 24 hours a day, you know what I mean? And I don't say that just to get no special attention. Um, it's just me to just say, you know what I mean? I felt like I wasn't gonna do this today, you know, and I told myself, nope, let's get up and get it done. We coming towards the end of me making these videos outside, you know, so I wanted to try to get as much as I can. Shout out to Josella in Hong Kong is in the building. What's going on with you, Josella? What would you tell your younger self if you could? And I know that, let me go back up, because Heather says sometimes it's hard to hold your tongue, and oh goodness, I didn't know how that was about Alaska. Oh yeah, Alaska with the 7.3, the tsunami watch, you know what I mean? And there was some, there's another, I think I'm just gonna say a weather watch coming in to South Carolina. I seen something in New Jersey. Shout out to the people out there in New Jersey. Boy, New Jersey. You know what? Let me just say this too. Just because I've been coming across a lot of good word lately, just with people like sharing their ministry, and I came across this dude that said something that was kind of interesting to me. You know what I mean? And he was like, the earth is going through birth pains, you know. See all the water right now, you know what I mean? And it was just like, what happens when you give birth and how, you know, he started breaking all that stuff down, you know what I mean? And it started making sense to me, just like from what scripture is saying and everything like that. Shout out to Kahana is in the building. What's going on, Kahana, man? I'm pushing myself, boy, forcing myself to get this one done. I want to try to get another video before Monday, but I want to get back out here for Crash Out Mondays. We could probably make this into something, you know what I mean? I'm already set, well, I can't say I'm setting it up yet, but I have an idea of how I'm gonna have my stuff set up. What it is I have multiple workstations, you know what I mean? Because I could do so many different things with editing or the gaming, you know, streaming, you know, the music, like everything. And it's the t-shirts now, you know what I mean? Like I'm, you know, just trying to get a protocol of something that I could just actually, a prototype of something I can actually, you know what I mean, hopefully in the future, you know, put everything in order. Shout out to my man Bird coming in the door, man. Much love to you. Appreciate y'all, man. Just being in the house. I'm pushing myself, bro. I felt sick, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's a bug or what, you know what I mean? Like today it felt like a bug. Shout out to the Hammer and the Honey, checking in for the roll call. For everybody else up in the chat, I need y'all to check in with the Hammer and the Honey. Let us know you in the house, you know what I mean? With Nell, you know, you rock with Nell, and we speaking some truth. If you know anything about the cabal, yo, I'm telling you, I was binge watching Abraham overcome Babylon. Boy, check that joint out right there. I'm telling you, man. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Ling Song Soon. I'm sorry, Ling Song Soon. I was trying to say something, man, and you know, I'll be just going off the top of the mind and just flipping, you know what I mean, as much as I can. But I want to appreciate y'all, you know what I mean? Thank y'all for joining. I have been really working behind the scenes on some stuff, trying to get some ideas in order, you know what I mean? And like I was saying with the prototype, you know what I mean? Just getting something that I can repeat, you know what I mean? As you know, I don't want to give like all the way. Okay, we got Heather checking in with the Hammer and the Honey. Okay, you can get some extra street cred like that. Yeah, man. I just needed to come out here and laugh, you know what I'm saying? See myself smile, see myself interact with people. I seen something else yesterday, because I felt like whatever I was going through the last couple of days, like it was gonna put me into like a deep isolation. You know what I mean? And I ain't want it to be a dark isolation. So, you know what I mean? I pushed myself today, but I was listening to this dude, minister yesterday, and he said something about going into that deep isolation. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you get to that. And when you do that, that is when God can use you the most. That's when he can work on you. That's when he can rebuild you. That's when he can fix these things that's wrong with you. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I was just feeling myself off of that one. Like, yeah, you know, I see myself in that, you know. And I just wasn't gonna beat myself up to say, oh, you going into a depression just because you getting away from people, and that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just I have so much stuff I'm doing behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And rebuilding myself. I want to make sure my relationship is right with God before I get out here with anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've heard the voice of God speak before. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear it again. So I get to a quiet place, you know, a peace, you know, and just try to rest. Um, you know, but sometimes it seems like our life gets so filled with commotion that it's hard to just, you know, rest, you know, and find that peace. You know, it seems like something always, you know, holding us back or holding us down, you know, and for me, um, as long as I can go to God about that and talk to him about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on a response, you know what I'm saying? So um, I can't get that around people, you know what I mean? Commotion, you know, I'm just trying to build with my creator, you know what I'm saying? And it's good that as of lately, without the Diddy stuff, you know what I mean? Like I've been able to get information, you know what I mean? Like information is coming across my timeline again, you know what I mean? Like I would love to share it, like share it in the chat, like yo, I was checking this out, like because it did something for me that I'm hoping it could probably do something for somebody else, you know? And that's the type of person I am, you know? You know, I want to give back, you know, just how can I help somebody, you know what I'm saying? Even though, people, you know what I mean? Boy, he had his ups and downs having a passion for people. You really do. Shout out to, let's see, the end times right here are, and you need rest, my friend. Take care of yourself. And then we have a little Tribs, let's see, Bird, let's see. Okay, everybody's saying what's up. It is hard sometimes, for sure. Just pray without ceasing. I think I got discouraged from somebody telling me. I mean, from me telling somebody that, you know, I told a preacher that out here on YouTube actually, you know what I mean? Like I'm with you, you know. I ain't gonna say no names just because he probably got the text message. Like I said something, but anyway, I was praying for him. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that if there's nothing else I can't do, I could pray. You know, I had no problem opening my mouth to speak to God. You know what I mean? And, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm praying without ceasing. You know what I mean? And he was like, there gotta be a time to cease. And I'm like, he said, ain't no way that you could just sit up there and pray all day. And I'm like, you know what I mean? But he debate people. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? He tried to pick at the scripture different. You know what I mean? It just made me look at him like, you know what I mean? When they know something, boy, it's a little bit of education or a little bit of Bible understanding or, you know what I mean, get touched by the Lord, you know, what kind of way, you know what I mean? It's the way that they be approaching. And I'm like, man, sometimes we back up from people from that, you know what I mean? And that's just me, like, you mess it up for everybody. All these preachers like that, this and that, you know what I mean? And it's not like that, you know? Like, you can find some real good men of God out there, you know what I mean, that'll really help you in your walk, you know? Some people love to debate over the tedious details. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's why you can't get out here quoting scripture, boy. They're going to be like, where in the Bible did it say that? Did y'all go back and forth and stuff? You know, but I don't know, man. You don't really hear people interact as much with the word, you know. So it's good that when I do come live, people are still interested in the Word of God. I appreciate that for real. For me, I just throw them hands. just, but you was not kidding. It's funny though, man. It's something that the live stream does for me with my relationship with God. You know what I mean? Like He just bring the right people by. It's just it don't matter how many people be there. You know what I'm saying? Or even who's there. It's just when they there. You know what I mean? It's comforting to me. You know what I mean? Because y'all don't even know, boy. The last 10 live streams I did, boy, ever since the first one I did, coming back to this thing, man, it's been hard for me. You know, I have not had the strength. Like, I'm seriously. And then I want to shout out Mr. Kool-Aid Man, Frank. He sent me a scripture the other day after my live stream. He actually called me while I was on my live stream and almost broke my live stream. But just to hear that he was listening, you know what I mean, just in the background, he sent me a scripture, you know what I mean, Mr. Kool-Aid Man always got me with the scripture, you know. It was like Revelations 3, I think it was like 1 through 6 or something like that, but it was about overcoming, you know what I mean, and holding on to what you got, trying to build what you got, you know what I mean, and enduring, you know, just keep going, you know, regardless of what it look like, what it feel like, you know, keep going. And I was upset with myself. Like sometimes I listen to myself back, I get upset, like I can't even listen to the whole thing because I don't like the way I said that, or, you know, I'm picking apart the production, or I'm picking apart certain things, you know what I mean, being picky about it. And I'm like, well, if I could just sit down, Large boy. Good morning, guys. Shout out to Large. I appreciate you. I'm trying to think. I think I met him from Fontella. Like I think he from the first set of people I met. You know what I mean? I want to say he was over there at Fontella House. It's been a minute since you've been here, man. Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you coming back. 9 people in the house checking in. Yes, bro. Okay, yeah. I thought so. Yeah. Old school, like, okay. See, he already got his stripes. You know what I mean? Coming up in here, got his street cred already. You know, so appreciate you. You know, joining the live stream. You know, hopefully you get to know somebody. Somebody get to know you. Man, we gonna be out here with each other, man. This is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Just when it goes down, you know what I mean? Like, at least we'll be here with each other. You know, we be good, you know what I mean? We gonna, so I've been thinking about how I'm gonna have the studio set up with my different stations and stuff, you know what I mean? But I don't have to have a call-in show, but I always wanted one, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like a call-in show. I would actually like to just put out the link, you know what I mean? But this is, I don't know how I feel about putting the link out, you know what I mean? I just been through a lot out here in these streets, you know what I mean? You can't talk to everybody can't come, you know what I mean? Like they just can't get, I don't know. I don't want to talk no mess though, cause I ain't been feeling good, man, just from talking mess. And I try to look out for Trump, man, but Trump out here, it seems like, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I was thinking about this yesterday. There was a comic book, an article, a newspaper clip. I don't know what it was back in the day, and it was talking about the hats. You know what I mean? And the mega hats or whatever. And it was like way before he got in office or whatever. And it kind of like predicted, you know what I mean? Like his support is gonna turn against him. Like they're gonna protest against him. And then I don't know that something's gonna happen, but I can't remember really, you know what I'm saying, that particular article. But then I started also to think, I don't know if y'all believe in the Illuminati cards, like the Illuminati playing cards. Like I knew about them a long time ago. I think the dude name was Steve Jobs or something like that. I don't know. I don't know who made it. You know, to be honest with you. But in general, you know what I mean. Like Trump card was enough, and like at the bottom it said, we could take you out anytime we want. You know, and I used to try to figure out like what that was. Like that was like when he was first in office, like the first time around, I used to kind of question things, you know what I mean? Then, you know, but I still question stuff now. And it seemed like they're all in the news like every day, you know what I mean? And this Elon Musk dude, like they're all part of this cabal and all the rest of this, you know what I mean? Like I'm starting to see through it a little more deeper now. Like, man, hold on. They leading us into something, and then they hear that Elon Musk is he's about to start the social credit score. Like, pfft, I'm in trouble, boy. And I'll be making videos about Elon. You know what I mean? He coming after me first. I'm gonna be in the first wave. You know what's crazy? Do you think about that pandemic? And do you think they talk about another pandemic? But they've been talking about it for a while now. But you know what I mean? Like they did say Trump pardoned Fauci. What the world? What is this world coming to? He pardoned Fauci. But anyway, I was going somewhere, man. It's just that Trump, man. I don't know, man. Those cars are. You know what? There was a card up in there, fraternal order. Man, dude looked like Diddy to me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. I used to be a conspiracy boy. I used to look at all that stuff, but I heard you need to be keeping an eye on Planet X or Space X or whatever program or whatever planet or whatever they got going on. But see, I remember back in the day, I used to listen to what's his name, Stephen Quayle and Tom Horn, and it was so many different ones. But anyway, they used to have a telescope on top of some mountain out there in Arizona, and they call it the Lucifer telescope. Something come to the earth. I was like, what? I seen that a long time ago. Like, oh, we gotta watch out. Celeste is in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Celeste. How you doing? Let me see something. Let me see if I get you. I can't for some reason. I'm trying to get you a moderator, but okay, let me see if I can get you one right here. There we go. Shout out to my man coming in the door. DMG is in the house. Man, this man William coming to the door. I'll see you, William. Man, how you gonna come in without the hammer and the helmet? Listen, I don't think Trump pardoned Fauci. It was Biden. You know what? I think you might be right on that. I think you might be right on that. But I want to talk to you just real quick, William. I thought about you yesterday. I've been getting some information as of lately, boy. It's been coming across my timeline ever since this Diddy trial has been over. Anyway, William, man, you trying to set me up, man. You talk about go to Area 51, man. Did you hear that they was over there burning yesterday? Talk about going up in there interviewing somebody, like it was burning yesterday. You know what I mean? They said it was for like 15 miles or something burning. I listened to this dude. He was mad. I listened to this dude, he was mad, talk about the UFO. He said, I know you guys covered up the UFO. You know what I mean? And like they talk about aliens or some more stuff. Like, oh, snap. Listen, I got another good vibe for you. I'll try to find it. Oh, Lord have mercy. William, man, look, I ain't ready for all this excitement, you know what I mean? Like, and then I gotta get out here and do it for clout, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want the clout. That's too much, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna do it for views no more, you know? Even though I do want to do Crash Out Mondays. Like, I'm telling you, it felt like I got whiplash last. I think it was because Keith Jenkins, boy, like he like gave me a level up and everything. I was like, oh snap, you know, but I was disrespectful. I was mad disrespectful, you know what I mean? And, that just ain't T-Nell, you know what I mean? But I was offended. I was just upset, like, man, hold on. But then I'm like, damn, I started seeing stuff about Trump right after the live stream. Like, man, okay, what happened? Yo, then yesterday, man, look, DMG, man, what's up with your boy Netanyahu? He had a criminal court case yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, he supposed to be in court, but shit, shooting bombs at Damascus. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Shooting bombs at Damascus. Look, you can hear about Damascus all through the story of Paul. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. You know what I mean? And look, the whole Hezbollah and all the rest of that stuff, something else connected to Trump. Yo, we got to free Diddy, man. Look, he gonna get lost in the system. You know what I mean? Like, get him out of there, man. They trying to haul him up in there so they can get him on something else. You know what I mean? At first, I didn't understand it, but then now I understand it. Like, yeah, they trying to get him like OJ. We couldn't get him for this, let's get him for that. But they trying to hold him up in there so they could go ahead, hold him in there a little longer. But he gonna get lost in the system. Man, how about that dude, Jonathan Idy? Is it Jonathan Idy? He in the system, like, they've been wanting to hear from him the whole Diddy trial. Good. The whole Diddy trial. He was the one that went in the Trump's hotel shooting it up in some dress shoes. He looked like a bank robber in some dress shoes, and then he got to running up on that floor, slipping his stuff. Man, it just looked like a bloopers. I'm not even lying. It looked like a bloopers video to me. You know what I mean? But stuff be happening, people be forgetting about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, shucks. Before I start forgetting, let me just mention this. You know, and that's how it be. So, I guess y'all ain't seen it. Maybe it's just me. Let's see what else we got going on. Yo, what's up, man? How y'all feel about these flesh-eating flies that they releasing? How y'all feel about that? Oh man, flesh-eating flies. I didn't understand the story, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But look, when I get the studio set up, man, we're gonna be looking into this type of stuff. We're gonna be investigating. We're gonna be looking at what is this stuff that they present to the people. You know what I mean? This is just flies, flesh-eating flies. And I started to think, where do they release them at? Probably out there where all the farms and stuff is at, where the animals is at. You know what I mean? They want them flies to attack that cattle. And what I'm thinking is, these flies, they go inside their flesh and they lay eggs. Oh, Lord have mercy. They lay eggs. Man, look, I had a few flies, seemed like they were trying to eat my arm. Oh, shucks. I seen a fly yesterday. It was a little aggressive, but from what it looked like, it looked kind of like a moth. It's just a smaller moth, fly type of bird. I don't know, but it got big wings, is what I'm saying. Like from what it seems, I don't know. Tried to bite his arm off, man. Those Chinese people got caught a few times flying into Detroit with those bioweapons. See, they be fighting. They fighting. They is the one crow. The crow ain't even looking at him. He ain't paying attention to him. Oh, he's on hold. Oh, they trying to jump him. I should go over there and stop that fight. I'll tell you, these birds be out here tripping every time I come. Man, bioweapons, you know what I mean? Like, from what I understand, there's some stuff going on in China they don't want us to know about, but I can tell you, it's something going on over there. And he part of the cabal too. Like, I'm telling you, man, when I seen Putin had on the red yarn too. Like, I'm telling you, man, when they wearing that red yarn, they all in it together, you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, you do a little bit of discovery, You don't have to do no research. Do a little bit of discovery. That cabal is real. And these actors and entertainers, like musicians, all the part of the cabal, you know what I mean? Look, Diddy had a video I seen a long time ago. I don't know if it was on the Breakfast Club, where it was at. I don't know if it was a scrambling and scraping video. I don't know what. But he said he will be ready when the aliens come. That's what he said. I heard him. And it made me think, are they all being led by some type of power? You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, okay, I'll be probably overthinking it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff I've been thinking my whole life. And when stuff start to unravel and unfold right in front of you, you want to know what's going on. Don't be deceived. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with the flies, but the aggressive hornets, the sting many times with the wasp spray stuff, man, I don't think I could live through that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm allergic to bees. You know what I mean? Like, I get stung by too many of them. I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, the doctor told me a long time ago, I'm gone. So, you know, I ain't gonna let it worry me or nothing like that. But I do know that they did release some flies. You know, and I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, why? Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Are these laboratory made flies or these flies that y'all just can't get rid of? I couldn't understand it. Let's see, Rivner Lorenzo, God bless you all. Okay, God bless you. Welcome to the live stream. Boy, the algorithm is bringing us children of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just seeing them as they come in, you know what I mean? Like the type of audience, like, that's being sent here, you know what I mean? And I want to make sure that they feel comfortable. Like there is 93% of people that are new here. We just got 10 brand new subscribers, you know what I mean? Hopefully y'all stay, y'all don't mind coming, checking us out. You know, I'm not operational. I don't think I'm gonna be operational until next year, to be honest with y'all. For what I've been thinking, and everything that I want to do, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to take me some time to do it, you know what I mean? I'm going to, like, do videos as much as I can in a month, but it probably ain't going to be a whole bunch of videos in a month, you know what I mean? But it would be something to keep me recent and, you know, stuff like that until I get my lab set up the way I want it to be set up. I get my equipment running the way I want it to be running, and some of the stuff that I'm just going to invest in to get going. You know what I mean? Like there's a way I want it to look, and I kind of got an idea now. So hopefully we'll be able to do some stuff coming up, you know, like in September, you know what I mean? But for the next month, I don't know if I'm gonna be here, you know, every day, you know, but I want to try to get here on Monday for Crash Out Mondays. We want to try to make that into something, you know what I mean? Because then when we get the studio set up, I could do the call-in show, or I could do the link, you know what I mean? Or I could do something to get people involved, give people a chance to call in, crash out, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just try to keep engaging with the audience, because once I do get everything set up next year the way I would like it to go, I'm gonna start doing my thumbnails and my titles, you know what I mean, before the live stream or whatever. Like, I'm gonna stop trying to stay under the radar. Like, for many years, I tried to stay under the radar. I didn't try to get out here and make my channel so attractive, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to make sure I built me an audience one by one with people that we know, you know what I mean? And when they come in, they feel comfortable to stay in, you know, hang out with the people, you know, just engage, you know. We are eventually gonna have a conversation one day, and it's gonna all be all of us on the same topic, you know what I'm saying? All the different content creators, everybody in the world, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be going through something in this lifetime. You know, I don't know when, but you can best believe it's gonna happen. And see, for many years, you know, I've always known about the conspiracies and stuff like that. Like, I'm up on that. Like, I believe in a lot of different things that probably other people believe in, but they just don't speak about it. And then when I say something, they're like, oh, yeah, yeah. Stuff been coming up on my timeline, like iPad GOAT. Like, old stuff. Like it's like showing me what people are watching now. You know what I mean? And it's pretty crazy to me that it's just okay. So there's this dude like he'll give you all your Illuminati news if you look up Donut Factory. Like I'll be over there listening to them sometimes. But see, I don't never be in nobody's chat. I just listen from the background. Shout out to my man Black Guns and Gardens. Man, I just think that you a prepper. You know what I mean? Like I think you ready. Like I think he ready. You know what I mean? He got some word in him too. Like I'm telling you. I met some cool people out here, boy, I'm telling you. Thanks for coming back, man. Appreciate you, Black Guns and Gardens. Met him from Anti-Grace, you know. Shout out to her, wherever she's at out there. Celeste says, you should also look into CERN in Switzerland. Oh, it's a research project regarding principal physics, research and space study. A lot of people say it's actually used for opening demonic portals. Look, and she new here, boy. Look, you gonna fit in just well up here. Come on in, come on in. How you a seat? You know what I mean? Look, William, get us something to drink. She wants some water. There you go, Big Brother Trill. So glad to see you back. Miss your lows. Shout out to Maximum Satisfaction in the house. I thought about you the other day when King was here. You know what I mean? I shouted you out. So it's good to see you. Look, Max be into the conspiracies too, boy. He be seeing and hearing some things. You know what I mean? We used to have some conversations back in the day, and I will say Maximum Satisfaction out there in the UK. So that's what's up. Let's go back to what Celeste was saying. I hope I'm saying your name right, but she was talking about CERN opening them portals. Man, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Did you see that Travis Scott? Did you see that Travis Scott concert? What was happening there? Was something coming from there to here? Was they coming and bringing something from here to there? Let me know. Let me know. Because I don't like the way stuff comes in the news and disappear. Like, it's the top story. Everybody's on it. And then quick to go to another story. What happened to the story? You know what I mean? And then people lose sight. Like, you know what I'm talking about? They had live streamers out here going live. They was at the concert saying type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, people been doing this stuff with clout. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, crisis actors at an all-time high. Did you find out if Michelle Obama was I can't read it, you know what I mean? Only because Maximum Satisfaction, like, I heard she got a podcast, though, with her brother, you know what I mean? Or something like that, you know what I mean? But I ain't never tuned in, you know, I don't mean nothing by it. Yup, easy to switch up the news and pay it off on Renier Lorenzo. I'm not probably saying that wrong, you know what I mean? Like, I got a pronunciation problem, but I just say, I really, and getting to the point where it's like, when we gonna stick to the news? Like, if this is the top story, let's stick to the story. Like, look, you see how Diddy's story went out the news? Like, don't nobody talk about it no more. It's off everybody's timeline. You know what I mean? Like, he gonna get lost in the system. You ain't gonna hear nothing about Diddy, you know what I mean? We need Diddy out here, man. I'm thinking about Monday coming up in here doing a, Crash Out Monday, wearing a free Diddy shirt. I'm telling you, I really feel like it. I really feel like it. Let's see, one thing. Look up Pastor Craig Lewis. He preaches about it. Craig Lewis. I think I got that. I got it. Cause he was actually giving out videos. Not giving them out, you had to buy them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you had to download them. And I used to talk about this type of stuff on my Facebook, you know what I mean, until they showed up at my house. I just want to say that, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, there was this girl that used to see the stuff that I used to post, you know what I mean? And out of nowhere, she just told me, you know what I mean? Like, I got this series of Craig Lewis. I think his name, Craig. I know his name is Craig. I can't think of his last name, but I know it's him because he used to always talk about the industry and stuff that was going on in there. He's like another Stephen Darby, you know what I mean? Like that's another name I would use. Hold on, I see the chat moving, but give me a second. But she was like, you know, I got these series, you know what I mean? But you got to download them. She was like, but you can have my password and my name and go up in there, you know what I mean? Luca, hold on, you know. Frank hit me up the other day and said that he seen you on the server. I gotta bring him up in here just because, man. Luca, shout out to you. I know Luca be out here in these streets. He knows about really what's going on in the world. But Luca remember me from the server, you know what I mean? So I want to say shout out to you. But I was gonna go somewhere with those Craig videos. Like he used to really speak a lot of truth, you know what I mean? But a lot of people didn't get a chance to see him because there wasn't a lot of stuff that was uploaded to YouTube. But he does have some YouTube videos out there I used to watch, you know. The chat was moving. I'm gonna try to keep up. Let's see. The fact that Diddy even got away, mind you, the supporters being paid off in front, convincing others to support the. Yeah, you know. The thing about it is, like, I really don't have an opinion on the Diddy situation, but I do want to get out here and wear a free Diddy shirt, just because, you know what I mean? Like, I think my people be cracking up, you know, he did it, you know, but I do want to take it serious because people that are survivors of domestic violence and, you know what I mean, rape victims and, you know what I mean, it just goes a whole bunch of different things, you know. I don't want people to think, you know what I mean, I'm out here just doing too much, but I do like to cut up. I like to laugh, find stuff to laugh at, you know what I mean? But to interact with my chat, like I know my chat will get involved, you know what I mean? Like we'll have some fun there. Let's see, I just finished watching my chickens. They are very entertaining. Some chickens? That's what's up right there. Like, got some chickens, okay. You know what I mean? Like, you might want to keep your chickens away from me. Like, boy, we eat chicken every day. Let's see, yeah, Astro World, they was trying to Astro slide. They was trying to Astro project. They was trying to, you know what I mean? Like, you better believe it. Can't nobody tell me different. I'm telling you, some demonic activity, period, point blank. And see, that's how I felt like. I felt like I got attacked after my last video, like something came out to get me. You know what I mean? Some demonic activity or something, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, I told people before, you got to be careful out here, boy. They got some gods that don't like you, period, point blank. Send some people. Let's see, well, it was awesome swinging by. The word of God is truly good. Come on, truly good. Hold on. Actually doing a demonic ritual, trying to sacrifice as many as possible. A lot of people saw. Nellis Air Force Base, you know what I mean? Flying by, probably doing tricks and stuff, you know? Hopefully they won't last too long, and you can probably hear me a little bit. We'll see if we can catch back up, but I'm gonna say Celeste. I'm hoping that's the way you say your name, but yo, she seemed like she very knowledgeable. I appreciate you being in the house. That's what I'm talking about right there. You know what I mean? And then you engaging, you know, appreciate you. I hope you come back. I hope you get to know somebody else up in here as well. You know, she good people. Like I can see y'all vibing. You know what I mean? And then see, well, it's awesome swinging by. The word of God is truly good. Keep the hope, people. Truly, catch your next string. God bless you. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. That's somebody new in the chat. Two people new in the chat right there. I just spoke about. DMG says, oh no, Jay is a black girl. Okay. talking to Black Guns. Okay, DMG says, did he always going to be free? Cause Diddy ain't never took no sex from nobody against their wishes. This is hard for me to just talk about another man's sexual behavior. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you what he did behind the the bedroom doors, but I can tell you what they said he did. Like, it was some stuff that, you know, see, I just don't know if they was trying to normalize this stuff or get people to just think a little extra freaky or what, you know what I mean? Because when they got R. Kelly, you know what I mean? Like, that music was bumping. Like, I was doing something to people. I don't know if it was a ritual or what, some magic or spells, I don't know. But the way the people was acting was like, But it seemed like with Diddy, though, they stopped playing all Bad Boy stuff. Like, that's why I say free Diddy, man. Like, bring the music back. You know what I mean? Like, at least help set up the next musical organization. Like, it seemed like music is, whatever was going on back in them days, boy, Bad Boy had some hits. I don't care what nobody say, you know what I mean? Like, I done been to a Bad Boy concert before, and it was good to me, you know what I mean? Some great acts. Had Jodeci out there. Mary J. Blige, just some more people, you know what I mean? BBD, like, what are you doing with BBD? I'm telling you, I've been to one. Hey, they're talking about spraying a chemtrail for you. Them chemtrails, well, we believe them to be real, and they've been doing it for a long time, you know, but we've been living through it, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say they do anything, you know. I think they just actually is getting rid of something in the air. I don't want to talk too much about it, boy, because I didn't feel good the last day or so, you know what I mean? And it just felt like I couldn't get no air. Like, I couldn't breathe. It was something that just wasn't right. Like, I'm telling you, boy, something attacked me viciously. I'll talk about, boy, it was just doing like this to me, like twisting me. P. Diddy have volunteers, not victims. That's why I want to wear the free Diddy shirt. Like, you know, he gonna get lost in that system, you know what I mean? And I'd have to agree with DMG, you know what I mean? And then it seems like, you know, what was you gonna do? A one-man RICO? Like you said, it was the RICO that you was going after him for, the racketeering and all the rest of that. And it seems like, well, they didn't call anybody else up and, you know, go and lock anybody else up. Like, it was just a one-man RICO, you know? And then the kidnapping and stuff like that, like the arson, like, you know what I mean? When the arson, like, you go over there and you don't even have male fingerprints there. You got female fingerprints, you know? And it was just all kinds of stuff. But then it was like, well, you know what I mean? Diddy might just go missing, you know? Could be an Epstein situation, you know what I mean? But he might just go missing in the system. And you never know, you know? But we don't want him to stay up in there. And then, you know, y'all tag something else on him, you know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. And then Epstein, you know what I mean? I'm little discouraged and tripping a little bit off of that for the simple fact they said that Epstein died from being hung with a paper towel. They say he hung himself with a paper towel. Man, if somebody don't wet that paper towel, if that paper towel just don't break, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to be funny, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to be like rude, you know what I mean? But seriously, like, it just makes sense to me. You know, just like my favorite rapper, you know what I mean? Well, one of my favorite rappers, he died on my birthday, Prodigy, rest in peace. They say he died from choking on an egg. I ain't gonna lie, I was just like, he did do some things that they didn't like in the hood, you know what I mean? He wrote this book and some more stuff, and then they were saying all kinds of stuff. And I was saying to myself, okay, but dying on the egg. How was the egg cooked? Like, I was trying to figure out something about that egg. Was it hard-boiled egg? Was it sunny side up? Was it scrambled? You know what I mean? What was the egg? Was it boulette? Okay, I could understand. I can understand how somebody could choke on a boulette. I could understand that, you know what I mean? Because the boulette, you could taste the beak, the kneecaps, feathers, you know what I mean? And at the bottom is some type of rubbery substance. Like, I'm telling you, it just, something was thick, you know what I mean? Pause. But something was thick there, you know, that, I don't even want to finish the sentence. Oh my God. Let's see, maybe the chemical trims are making people dumb. Less people are learning how astral project and making bad health choices. It do seem like people slowing down, boy. Look, it sound like I'm slowing down too. I'll be watching my videos, or I'll be listening how I'll be reading and stuff in the chat. Boy, it seemed like it, but I didn't take the vaccine. Look, that's a low blow. I'm sorry. It was a joke. Look, I done lost 50% of my eye. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I just had to, you know what I mean? Because I know that I'm getting a little older, you know, and it slowed me down just a little bit. Let's see, that break is the boulette ain't no joke. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. It's something hard. Pause, I don't mean nothing by it, but something in that boulette, boy. Did I lie? You could taste the beak, you could taste kneecaps, you could taste feathers. I could understand how somebody could die from that, you know what I mean? So shout out to my man, you know, just in case, you know. But yeah, free Diddy. You know, we out here in the streets with 13 people in the house. I appreciate all 13 of y'all. 56 minutes in, man, I'm happy that I'm coming towards the end of this, just because I didn't think I could get it done, man. Like, I felt so bad the whole night. You know, I just felt like I just was so sick for some reason, very ill, didn't have no strength, you know. And I just asked God for some healing. Just give me some healing. Just give me some strength. Give me some power. You know, continue to just look over me, because I'm just telling you, boy, it's pushing me every minute to get on this live stream and just try my best to just make a video. It's good to see a lot of y'all in the house, man, and hope to see a lot of y'all, you know, in the future. I probably ain't gonna be all the way back until like March or something like that, February, because I want to get everything set up the way that I want it to be set up. So I'll be making videos to just stay current, you know, but I'm kind of just gonna be waiting to get some things in order, just so I don't have to rush to get it done. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to take my step very easy, because I need to find a direction to go, and I just want to give the people something good that they can watch, you know, and hopefully get people involved. Hopefully we get some people to call in. Hopefully we get some people to just want to come be a part of the program that we be putting on in the future. Just the enemy trying to stop your purpose. Hey, man, I appreciate that. You know, but sometimes I think people don't know what their purpose is, you know what I mean? And then I used to feel like I try to go through everything to find my purpose. The one thing that I found is entertaining to me is that my purpose is what entertains me, myself. Like, me being myself, it blesses me in a way that I don't think a person could understand, you know what I mean? Just seeing me happy or seeing me smile, you know, and that's why I say, you know what, regardless of how he make me feel today, I'm gonna go out there and get me a video that I could watch back. He's always at work, boy. Look here. Still kill and destroy, and he stole a lot from me, you know. Been trying to kill me forever, you know, destroyed me, you know what I mean? Like, I done been destroyed, and I just feel like I still just take a lick and keep on ticking, you know. I just don't don't quit on God. You know what I mean? Like, shucks, I can quit on everything else. Don't quit on myself, you know, because I see what the Bible say. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be people that want to quit, and they can't quit, you know, because it's going to run from them, you know. Look, I ain't want to get too heavy on that one because, you know, I don't want nobody to overthink that, you know what I mean? But I just, I have learned some things that I just will never stop believing. You know, I'll never stop speaking. You know, my praise is my worship. You know what I mean? Like, all I gotta do is just go out there with my praise, keep praising God, regardless of what they think of me, what they say to me, say about me. You know what I'm saying? How they feel about me. Like, they don't know how he feel about me. You know what I mean? And that's what blesses me. That's what strengthens me. That it's like, man, Lord, I don't know about today. You know what I mean? But shucks, I ain't know about yesterday. You know what I mean? If I could just get through the day, like you gave me strength today, you gave me a chance today. If I could just say something about you today, you know what I mean? But there's people that probably don't want me to say that, probably don't want me to feel that way. You know what I mean? But that's between him and I. Like, God is really, oh, I was gonna say, what is that in the sky, boy? It was a hummingbird. It was the way it was flying. I'm like, dang, is that a fairy? What did it say? Your purpose is to be on YouTube, entertain the masses from around the world. You have a natural aura and lovable character. Man, I appreciate that maximum satisfaction, man. You know, God has just made me, you know, for his enjoyment, his pleasure. You know, I used to feel like I wasn't that type of an entertainer. I wasn't that type of person to go out there and do something for people. Like, that wasn't my thing. Like, it didn't have my drive, you know what I mean? But I learned something a long time ago that somebody told me in the church, you know what I mean? It's like, go out there and entertain God. If you can entertain God, make God smile, like, he got emotions too. You know what I mean? He's just like, man, like, we are made in his image. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can make him smile, if you can make him love, if you can make him, you know, just feel good, encourage him, lift him up, praise him. That's your praise, you know? And I used to feel like if I could just go out there and entertain him in front of the people, regardless of what they feel about me, you know, God gonna use me one day, you know, and when he used me, people ain't gonna be able to question, is that Darnell or is God really working through him? You know what I mean? Like, if I could submit my all and give my will to him, you know, that's a part of my journey. That's a part of my walk. That's what makes me say something out loud. If I don't say that, then I ain't got nothing else to say. Let me praise his name. Let me come out here. It's just, that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I never cared about anything else when it come to Darnell. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, God get the glory. You know what I mean? He's the one that saves. He's the one that forgives. He's the one that provides. He's the one that protects. He's the one that heals. He's the one. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do none of that. You know? But if I could be used to help people get to him, you know, that's all I could do. You know, other than that, man, I can't promise people nothing. You know, I'll let you down. You know, I'm a man. You know, I do man things, and man will let you down every time. But that's how I learned about the love of God. Like, he'll never let you down. He'll always be there. He'll never forsake you. That's why my praise is always sufficient. Like, I'm gonna give my praise, give my all in my praise. You know what I mean? And be truthful. Be, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Let's see. Every person you make smile is a door open in paradise for you. So I hope so. I wish. but what I read the other day that Frank sent me, you know what I mean, is just the strength. Strengthen the little that you do have. You know what I mean? Endure. You know, don't give up. You know, keep going. You know, I've been fighting this war for a long time. It's been a spiritual battle, and if you are not prepared for spiritual warfare, like, it will attack you. And I think because I had mentioned out loud that the devil had heard me when I said I wasn't prepared for spiritual warfare. Like, I haven't spent enough time with God in his eyes and in his presence. You know what I'm saying? Laying at his feet. You know what I mean? Letting him restore me. I haven't had enough time with him, you know what I mean? And I think the devil heard me, like, sent some spiritual warfare his way, because he's not prepared for it, and that's just how I feel. Like, he caught me, with my back turned, and in like the last couple of days, boy, it had me feeling miserable on the inside, and then it got me to the point, period, like, I don't really want to do a live stream, you know what I mean? Like, it forcing me to say something every time I get out here and start my live now. You know what I mean? It's just not comfortable. It's not easy. My words don't flow. And then I watch it back and I see, am I happy with this one? It used to push me to go get another one. Go get another one. I don't have the strength to do that no more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have the desire to do that no more. I have the desire to serve my King. I have a desire to get to know him, to let him get to know me. You know what I'm saying? I have a desire to just fulfill his needs, and that's where it's coming from for me right now, like, that's the type of people I've been coming across in my walk, when I start my channel. So I want to continue to keep it operational because I never know when I'm gonna do the next live stream. I would like to get out here for Crash Out Mondays just so we can make it into something. I was gonna crash out for Diddy, but I know that the people's opinion out there is two-sided. Like, a lot of people feel a certain kind of way, you know what I mean? Like, you can really upset some people coming out here to support Diddy. But I feel like that's how the entertainers was. Like, they all left them hanging. What happened to Kevin Hart? What happened to all the rest of them entertainers? You know what I mean? Like, they left them hanging, but yet they used to always be around them. Do you think God is a man or woman? What kind of question is that? I choose not to answer that question because this is a sexist world, and I don't know. But if he made man in his own image, you know what I mean? I don't believe that he woman. I had to say it like that, like, let me think about that. That's amazing. God bless you. Thank you, Celeste. Yo, you good peoples, man. I could just see, you like the chick that I could have interacted with that day at the barbershop. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying, like, somebody in the chat, you know what I mean, that'll push. Her pushing me or her pushing other people, you know what I mean? Y'all don't understand, like, there's a blessing in that. When you there for somebody, you know what I mean, there's a blessing come right back. You know what I mean? And she know that, you know what I mean? Like, she's blessed. She gonna be blessed. Like, that wisdom, I could just sense it, I just appreciate it, you know what I mean? Just like with the discernment, you know what I mean? Like, I could sense, that's good people right there. So I don't even know how you even found us, you know what I mean? And then, if you've seen a video or if you came back or if the algorithm just threw you in here. But you knew, you know what I mean? And I used to always feel like on my walk, the people that belong here will be here, you know what I mean? So shout out to you, appreciate you being in the house. He's our father, so Mel, Abba, our father. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to answer, but there's a lot to God, and it's just like we'll never know everything, you know what I mean? Like, just to think, man, like, he can number the hairs on your head, and he can number the rain drops in the sky, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing like he can't do. Like, he's omnipresent, everywhere at once, all-knowing, just omnipotent, just, you know what I mean? Like, he and then, okay, let's go. So I started thinking, okay, because with Elon Musk and the Neuralink and trying to connect, he wants to be, the enemy wants to be all-knowing, he wants to be omnipotent, he wants to be everywhere at once. You know what I mean? And they're gonna try to use AI. It seemed like, and I started thinking for many years, and I know I ain't the only one that's seen this. Y'all ever seen them robots? Like you see them like lined up, right? Like soldiers, right? You see how they operate and perform. Like it was given like different tests of what it can do and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it had them shooting the gun. Like the gun was shooting accurate. Accurate. I'm talking about won't missing nothing. Accurate. You know, then it had it running and stuff, you know what I mean? And just to see the balance of it, you know what I mean? Like this thing seemed like it's so sturdy, stable. I'm talking about the jump was doing flips, you know what I mean? Landing on his feet and stuff like that. Like I'm sitting up here thinking, man, that can do more than what a human can do. The way that the army of those are set up, it make you think, like, is that what's gonna police the people? What are they using that for, right? You ever seen the dogs? They got dogs too. Like, I'm talking about the dogs. The dogs seem realer than a real dog. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that it can do. I was thinking, damn, how they was talking about defunding the police and stuff like that. Like, it's certain stuff that happens that make me think. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Would robot armies take over police force or policing stuff? You know what I mean? Like the whole martial law and all the rest of that. Like it seemed like the AI is gonna be in control. Like you could program it to do everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like RoboCop. You know what I mean? Like makes sense, right? I was thinking about that. Something came up to my head just a minute ago. I was like, damn, I was talking, it was gonna take me somewhere. But I be thinking about stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, this is where I'm gonna go. When I was young, I used to work in a hotel, right? I used to work in a casino. And every morning I would go down in the basement, clock in, and go towards our shop, our maintenance shop, right? I was in the maintenance department. One day I was walking in, and like the people, I see these people every day, you know, say, hello, how you doing? You know what I mean? Saying hello, they say me, you know what I mean? We sitting there talking, you know what I mean? I see them in the casino while they're working, doing their stuff, you know what I mean? Like these nice people. One day I'm walking in, and the lady just was down. She looked like she was really sad, and I'm saying, hello, how you doing? And she was like, we lost our jobs. She said, the kiosks took our positions. They're gonna start using the kiosks now. And I'm like, dang, they eliminated their positions and they just took their jobs. And I sit up here and I think, you know what I mean, like the ARs and stuff like that, like I can't tell you what's programmed in them, you know what I mean? But I'm starting to hear certain things about AI that it is seeming to be a little evil, demonic, and some more stuff. Shout out to Alpesh Ingle in the house. India is in the building. You ain't gotta retract it, it's all good. You know, we know who you are. Said creepy AI. Yeah, AI is just a little overboard, but you know, I don't want to get out here and seem like I'm pushing fear on my people or God's people. You know what I mean? Like there ain't no reason to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? Like if you really truly have a relationship with God, you know what I mean? Like ask the Lord to remember your first praise. You know what I mean? There's a praise that just won't stop inside me. You know, I just have faith, you know, that I'm gonna be all right. Everything gonna work itself out, you know what I mean? Like God wouldn't do that to me. You know, I'm just that person that God wouldn't do that to me. I wouldn't do that to God's people. You know what I mean? Like get to a place where God could use me. You know, and sometimes I'm just like that. I'd rather be in that little space for myself, you know what I mean? Just so I could try to hear the voice of God again, you know? And I don't think people understand that. Like I'm in silence. Like I don't watch a lot of TV and stuff like that. I like to get out there and listen for information and see stuff, you know. And as of lately, I'm back in my word. and that's what's good for me. And I know that it's because of my live stream. My live stream is what brought me back out here. You know what I mean? To hear the truth. You know what I mean? Like there's other people in the chat that speaking the truth, or dropping scriptures, or just building people up, encouraging people, uplifting people. That inspires me. I like to see people. So it inspires me to see the positivity, or just to be able to start my live stream and take my negative approach off the live stream. But when I started, it has to be positive. It has to be something to strengthen me up. So I wanted to just make sure that I'm just a part of the conversation when it comes down to what is the world gonna face next? Is it another pandemic? I don't know. I know that they plan for one. I know that there's some janky stuff going on, and I don't think that that you could slow it down. Like I feel like it's gonna be overnight. Like this how the pandemic was with the mandates, the laws, the rules, overnight, already in place. The money. I was watching something yesterday. It was talking about like these different stadiums, football stadiums and stuff like that. It's like cashless. Nobody is spending cash anymore. It is just plastic. And I don't know if it started or not, but as of lately, man, it does seem like it. It does seem like it, you know what I mean? But this is stuff, so I was watching something. There's a dude, Coffee with Jesus. I'm gonna actually say him. And there's another dude I get a lot of news from too. The dude Lewis over there at Grand Supreme News Channel. He saved, you know what I mean? Like he be into his word, but I never know if these people are watching me, you know what I mean? And just when I shout them out, you know what I mean, if they ever hear it, at least they know, you know what I mean? Like I'll be checking their stuff out, and I just love how they keep people engaged, in tune to the word, One day I'll get it together, you know what I mean? But I like that people feel comfortable enough just to come and hang out on my channel. AI will not only help the world, but could be the cause of destruction. We got God. They have no chance. Let's see. Missiles up and worldwide. Yeah, man. It seemed like something going on out there in Russia with Ukraine, something going on out there with China, Taiwan. I've been seeing a lot of different things, but I mean, the situation with Israel yesterday, Netanyahu, he was supposed to be at court, you know what I mean? And they say he out there shooting missiles over there, Damascus, you know what I mean? And it's just fun for me, because I've heard about and seen this stuff my whole entire life. So to see it play out and stuff like that now, am I surprised? No. You know what I mean? Like I've been waiting. You know what I mean? Only because, regardless of how many times we fall, I've always had a relationship with Christ. I remember my first praise. I remember the day, you know what I mean, where I asked the Lord to take my heart, and my lips is not close to him and my heart far from him. Like I feel like I'm somewhat close as my lips are, Damascus is where the Antichrist will come from. I don't know. I don't know, but there is an Antichrist coming. The man of sin will be revealed. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. I always felt that way, So when people talk about a peace deal or peace talks, and like let it be a real war. Let it be really some stuff like a little more aggressive than it is, you know what I mean? Like real casualties and real, like real. And you will actually see then what the peace looked like, you know what I mean? But it just seemed like a bunch of talk, you know what I mean? Like everybody just wrestling and stuff like that. You know, you might as well get out there and be a character just because, like, these people's are characters. All of them just seem like they on the stage and they just showing off, you know what I mean? And trying to seduce their supporters, you know, like running game on them, you know what I mean? Like they scamming the people. They out here putting spells on the people, putting rituals on the people. I mean, we can't say that they ain't. So anyway, man, with 6 people in the house, man, I do appreciate y'all stopping by. I'm hoping to get back out here, get another video done by Monday, just so we can come out here and do Crash Out Mondays. Just Flying, yeah, that's the Thunderbirds. You know what I mean? Like they actually be doing shows and stuff. Like maybe one day you'll see them behind me because I'm actually not too far from Nellis Air Force Base. So you probably see something, you know what I mean? But they loud as mud, boy. But this is what we be hearing all the time. And what it does is it rattles the windows, you know, and breaks people's windows and stuff like that. But they be practicing all the time. Sometimes we be like, maybe they're preparing for something, you know what I mean? Like it do sound like it, you know what I mean? But not with them, you know. I always do Cash, but it looked up the rapper Pitbull, who talked about the pandemic and the plans way before it happened. Pitbull, huh? Something about to happen, you know what I mean? But only because it seemed like they planned it, you know what I mean? But I was watching this dude the other day. He does like body language, and he did Trump's body language about talking about the Epstein files, and he did Bill Gates' body language, talking about being affiliated with some people, you know what I mean, and some of the stuff he been doing. Like that Bill Gates to me, man, he just seemed like a really weird, crooked dude. Is he part of the cabal? I don't know. Like I'm telling you, like that cabal is real. I'm telling you, man. Go check out Abraham Overcoming Babylon. I'm telling you, man. I was binge watching some of his stuff yesterday. I was like, damn, this is interesting, you know. And I just like his take, you know. There's some other people that I would recommend, you know what I mean, just because it get people something to watch, like to get out of the normal stuff that we normally watch, you know what I mean. Like I can tell you right now. Like, it'll bless you. Look, Reptilian Lord, you know, I'm gonna tell you, Max, like, this possible, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they got going on out there in the UK now. I watched something yesterday talk about the Black Eye Club, you know what I mean? And it seemed like the prince or the king or whoever else is out there, boy, they had the Black Eye part of the club. Now, I would say, when we crash out on Monday, we will be bringing Kanye West into the crash out as well. Man, Kanye is part of the Black Eye Club. I seen him out there. We'll be bringing him into the crash out Mondays, you know what I mean? When we get out here and see if we can get a free Diddy, you know, see if we can get Diddy free. Let's see, Blue Angels, I think the Jets are. Blue Angels? They changed from the Thunderbirds. They ain't the Thunderbirds no more. This has been a while. I used to watch them when we was young, you know what I mean? Like Thunderbirds, they do tricks and everything, be going up loops and everything. What do you think about Kanye's new girlfriend walking around her boobs? Kanye up to, Kanye, man. Was it just the boobs? Like I thought she was all the way naked. She had the whole see-through everything. I'm like, man, did she have a chain on or something, like a dog leash? You know what I mean? And he had a bottle of Hennessy. Like, what is he doing? Man, they say, boy, when you work with Kanye, boy. So you go up in that dark room, like he got fire burning and some more lights and some more stuff. Like go look at Cameron, Killer Cam, you know what I mean? Like, he said some stuff about Kanye. Boy, that joke was funny to me. I was dead weak. Like, people be talking about running into Kanye, boy. Kanye be on his, like, we're gonna crash out on Kanye, man. We're gonna crash out. Just because, man, seeing him with DJ Academics wearing the Ku Klux Klan sheets, you know what I mean? Like, Kanye just been, he just came out, or did he not come out? Like, what happened? He said that he did something with his cousin. Like, oh man. The whole time we known Kanye, like, I ain't never know that. When he said he wrote a song for his cousin, I didn't know. I didn't get too deep into it, man. I left it alone, man. Because Kanye be out here for clout. But you got to remember, the first time Trump was president, Kanye went to the Trump Hotel. Then he came out with that red hat, right? Who is the #1 supporter at this Diddy trial? Kanye West. Guess what? They got a new album coming out. They dropping clothes and everything. You know what I mean? They 50-50. Free Diddy. I mean, free Puff. Like, we want the old Puff to come back. You know what I mean? Like, don't free Diddy. No Diddy. Free Puff. Karl Malone had kids years age. Y'all heard some stuff about Karl Malone as well. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to leave that one alone. But speaking of basketball, I could ask you this, Brett. I was in somebody's chat yesterday, and they said I'd be reading people's chat to see what is the people talk about. You know what I mean? What is the people doing? But the one dude or somebody says they should boycott the WNBA, and I'm like, well, why? What happened in that? You know, I said I had to ask somebody like Mr. Fisher or somebody like Brett, like, did you hear anything? You know, let me know. Like, I didn't look up nothing, didn't hear nothing. You know, but when I heard that, I was like, damn. So anyway, your boy, man, Trump. I want to get out here and try to support him as best I can, you know, try my best. But I feel like after that last video, like, it made me sick. Like, I don't think I can get out here and crash out too much. We will be trying to crash out for Diddy on Monday. But if I don't feel good, you know, I'm not even gonna get out here and try it, you know, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. You know, I feel like I already said enough stuff that was wrong. You know, like I don't like that type of energy. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have that. You know, it's just something that did to me that made me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? That it's just like I felt sick. Boycott the WNBA? Laughing. Okay. Let's see the couple. Let's say Karl Malone had kids. The basketball player Karl Malone had a son by a 13-year-old, plays in the NFL, has a baby by a 13-year-old that plays in the NBA, in the NFL. Damn. Karl Malone, the mailman, like, the truck driver, the black cowboy, like, that's what he was. He was a cowboy. The kid is in the NFL. Well, I mean, I ain't qualified, you know what I mean, to talk about that situation, but shout out to them. You know, hopefully they get it together. How's Ike and Kahana, bro? You really can't ask me about nobody, you know what I'm saying, but D-Nail, you know what I mean? Like, you might see him eventually one day at the live stream or not, you know what I mean? But I can't tell you about nobody, you know what I mean? You know, and I don't mean no harm. I'm just saying, you know, everybody got their own little journeys. I can't tell you, you know, because somebody could tell you it's like this and it's really like that, you know, so all I could do is tell you, you know, I'm trying to get it together, trying to get back on my grind. I feel better today, you know, just in the last few hours, just on this live stream made me feel much better because I felt sick. You know, I didn't know how I was gonna get it done, and I was trying to talk myself out of doing it. Talk myself out of being around people. Talk myself out of just trying to be consistent. Talk myself out of coming out here with my praise. I wasn't gonna do this, you know, and it feel good that I. Let me say, bro, don't leave us again, please. Man, my life is in order. You know what I'm saying? Tell my life is in order. I mean, my life is out of order. Until my life is in order, I can't promise nobody nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing. Like, I love doing this. You know what I mean? Like, it's really something that keeps me excited. You know what I mean? But, you know, when it comes to just my mental health, or when it comes to my salvation, or when it comes to anything else, you know what I mean? I don't wanna let people down. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, just understand me. You know what I mean? That as long as people don't put no big expectations on me, and expect me to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like, then people don't get hurt. And I'm just like, yo, I I understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. But I guess I don't understand it because I don't feel like I'm that big of an influence. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many bigger content creators. You know what I mean? And for me, I've never tried to be a big content creator, but given my time, you know what I'm saying? Like, to sit here and actually be here like I was before. Like, I had time before, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't have the time like that no more. I was doing 3 live streams in a day and just really trying to overdo myself, you know what I mean, for stuff that I was going through that nobody ever knew I was going through for many years, you know what I mean? But to make sure I get my life in order, you know what I mean, when stuff is out of order, that's what I've been doing. I've been getting everything slowly in order. Um, you know what I mean? Just to see people in the house still checking in, that's a blessing to me, you know what I mean? And I just would like to be there. Um, but it's just like sometimes I don't want to be on social media, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to be on a video, or I go mute, don't feel like talking. Uh, be in isolation, going through stuff just like anybody else. And you know, I'm pushing myself out of that isolation to speak, you know, to say something, because I felt like I started to lose um, whatever skill, whatever talent, whatever gift God has given me. You know, I started to feel like the wise and foolish talents, you know what I mean? The ones that buried it in the earth, you know what I mean? The ones that just started to lose their gifts, you know? If God could just use me, you know, that's all I ask for, you know? He'll provide for me, he'll do everything else for me. We miss you, but you see, we will be here when you're willing to be here. Take care of yourself. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, that's what they told me back in the day. You know, and Carl was the one that said that. He said, "Take as long as you need." He said, "When you get here," he said, "Just remember, we'll be here when you get back." That's what he told me. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, you know, a lot of people have been here. But I ain't all the way back. You know, I'm probably about 32%. Before I said I was about 27%. I think now about 32, 33%. You know what I mean? I'll give you 33 and a half, you know, but I ain't all the way just, you know, spiritually ready, you know what I mean? Like, as you can see, you know what I mean? Like, I got attacked spiritually the other day, you know what I mean? It took me off my feet, you know, and I feel like I'm still recovering from it, you know. But me saying something today is me fighting back, you know, just, he didn't take my praise today. Where yesterday I could have wanted to do a live stream, but I couldn't speak. You know what I mean? But he could take my praise today. So I came out here just to give my all on what I could do just for the day. Like, I can't promise, you know, you tomorrow, you know, or the next day, you know what I'm saying? I got to get things in order. So I've been doing that, you know what I mean? I'm working on some things, trying to get me a prototype of something, you know what I mean, that I can continue to make, you know, and actually make something out of what it is I'm creating, you know. So that's what it is for me. I'm gonna end up getting ready to go, but I'm hoping that I can get another live stream before Monday, and I'm hoping that Monday I can get out here for Crash Out Mondays. We gonna try to crash out, man. But if I just ain't feeling it, I'll wait to do it to the week after or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we'll find something else to crash out. I don't want to take this Diddy situation too lightly. You know what I mean? And then I don't want that type of recognition. Like I don't want a whole bunch of recognition. I ain't out here for no fame. I ain't out here for no glory. You know, I'm out here to try to build with people, meet more people, try to do my part to just inspire and lift people up. So I also need to be inspired and lifted up. So that's why I take my break to try to find my inspiration. But you guys have been inspiring me. I want to thank y'all for all your prayers, you know, all the love, all the encouragement, the ones that check in, the ones that check out in the background, the ones that just kind of been hanging around. You know what I mean? Sabah been at every live stream. DJ Sunny Side Up been at every live stream. It's good to see people like William. It's good to see people like Bird. It's good to see people like AB. Shout out to Maximum Satisfaction stopping by. It's good to see people like JH556. You know what I mean? Y'all be hitting my comments. Steve Gilmore disappeared. I miss him too. Actually, I did a live stream on Facebook, and Steve Gilmore was up in there. It's my if you're not connected to my Facebook, it's Darnell A. Ruffin on Facebook. But Steve Gilmore was up in there on my live stream when I was at the mall in Virginia. You know what I mean? Like he came up in there and said something. And it felt good to me because I ain't have a whole bunch of friends out there on Facebook that can actually join my live stream. That when Steve came up in there, I felt comfortable. You know what I mean? For one, I know he a man of God. For two, he from YouTube, and he part of our YouTube family. And for three, Bird was up in there as well, you know what I mean? So that made me feel comfortable that I was able to continue on my live stream and stayed on my live stream as long as I did. You know what I mean? I'm happy to hear that. He's a good guy too. Yeah, he's cool, man. Steve is actually cool. He actually did a live stream tap dancing on Facebook as well. But you can look him up from that name alone, Steve Gilmore, good peoples. Hopefully he tunes in. You know, maybe you see the video, you know, if he's still subscribed. If he's not subscribed, like, we'll see each other out there in Crossing, you know, just because he a content creator, you know what I mean? He got a voice and he got a love for God. Like, the man really got a love for God. Bird's a good guy as well. Yeah, Bird all right. You know what I mean? Like, I got him close to Bird. You know, I got him really close to Bird just in the last couple of years, just because, you know, I've got a chance to experience. I don't have Facebook. Yeah, a lot of people don't really mess with Facebook like that, you know what I mean? But I do appreciate, you know, you having a YouTube, you know what I mean? At least you can contact each other here on the live stream, you know what I mean? So I appreciate your support, just you still sticking around. You holding your head up, you know what I mean? Because I know that I ain't the only one that goes through stuff, you know what I mean? You kind of mentioned a couple things to me in the past. So that just lets me know, you know what I mean? God is going to use you, you know what I mean? And we just all got to just be ready and be prepared. You know, that's all I can say, man, is prepare yourself, man. Prepare your heart, you know what I mean? Receive them in. You know, anybody that's out there struggling with it, you know, anything, addiction, if you're struggling, you know, just with a heartbreak, if you're struggling with, you know, sickness, if you're struggling just, you know what I mean, broke, you know what I mean? Like anything, you know, I tell you, take it to the Lord Jesus Christ. You know, let him renew you, you know. If you've never been born again, that's the number one way. Be born again. Give your life to Christ. Then you ain't got to worry about the fear. You ain't got to worry about what's going to happen next, how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? You put it in God's hands, and you just let go and let God. God bless y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always stay encouraged, man. Don't let nobody tell you different, man. God bless you. I love y'all.